The world is changing, and the global center of gravity is shifting eastward. For decades, Western dominance shaped the world order, but now, a new dynamic is emerging. At the heart of this change is the deepening partnership between China and Singapore, a relationship that's transforming trade, travel, and diplomacy. Many in the West find this alliance surprising. How does a superpower like China find common ground with a small city-state? The answer lies in a shared vision for an Asian-led future, built on mutual respect and economic interdependence. Singapore's strategic location and neutrality make it a vital gateway for China, while China offers Singapore economic opportunities and global influence. This is a symbiotic partnership, not a hierarchy. Their collaboration is a pragmatic response to a fragmented world, prioritizing stability and prosperity over ideology. As we explore this evolving relationship, we'll see its impact across sectors, from aviation to security. The China-Singapore story is a microcosm of the larger global power shift, challenging old assumptions and highlighting Asia's rising role. Understanding this partnership is key to grasping the new realities of the 21st century. Aviation vividly reflects the world's shifting power. Once dominated by Western carriers, the skies now see Asian airlines setting new records. In October 2025, China's Xiamen Air launched the world's longest non-stop passenger flight from New York to Fuzhou, surpassing Singapore Airlines' previous record. This milestone signals Asia's growing innovation and market power in aviation. It's not about one country's gain, but a regional ascendancy. Asian airlines are now catering to the world's most dynamic markets. The Xiamen Air route serves a vast diaspora, while Singapore Airlines traffic to China has surged, reflecting deepening ties. These booming air links are more than business. They're strategic assets, building resilient supply chains and closer business relationships. Changi Airport and Fuzhou's expanding runways are the infrastructure of a new economic corridor. The story of these airlines is about constructing an Asia-centric world order, one journey at a time. The skies are now the arteries of the 21st century Asian economy. Each flight is a step toward a redefined global landscape. Aviation is shaped by geopolitics as much as technology. Xiamen Air's record-breaking flight is a direct result of avoiding Russian airspace due to ongoing conflicts. This detour adds hours, showing how political disputes redraw the maps of the sky. Not all airlines face the same restrictions. Chinese carriers sometimes have more flexibility, creating an uneven playing field. Xiamen Air's choice to bypass Russia on U.S. routes reflects careful strategic calculation. These shifts force airlines to rethink strategies, with some hubs losing relevance and others like Singapore's Changi gaining importance. Neutral hubs can connect global traffic without being drawn into disputes, reinforcing Singapore's strategic value. The rerouting of flights is a symptom of a deeper global realignment, one with new spheres of influence and competing rules. For China and Singapore, maintaining air links amid fragmentation is both a challenge and a testament to their pragmatic approach. The growing air links between China and Singapore reflect a deeper economic integration. Singapore is a top investor in China, and China is Singapore's largest trading partner. Their partnership now extends to high-tech projects, green finance, and digital initiatives. Joint ventures like the Suzhou Industrial Park and Tianjin Eco-City showcase shared learning and strategic goals. Singapore's role as the premier offshore yuan hub cements its status as Southeast Asia's financial capital. This synergy supports China's global expansion and links Singapore's financial health to China's growth. Together, they're creating a new center of economic gravity in Asia, setting regional standards and building resilience. This economic nexus is the foundation of the new Asian century. Singapore's influence goes beyond economics. It's Asia's diplomatic fulcrum. In a region of competing interests, Singapore offers trusted neutral ground for dialogue and de-escalation. Hosting the annual Shangri-La Dialogue, Singapore is the stage for major powers to air competing visions for regional security. Its leaders are respected for strategic thinking and candid analysis, making Singapore a go-to for understanding Asia's perspective. This intellectual leadership gives Singapore influence far beyond its size. As China-Singapore ties deepen, Singapore's role as a strategic bridge becomes even more critical. It interprets China's intentions for the world and communicates global concerns to Beijing. By facilitating communication, Singapore helps manage US-China friction and contributes to regional stability. In this era of great power competition, Singapore's diplomatic role is essential for Indo-Pacific peace. The US is responding to Asia's power shift by strengthening its Indo-Pacific alliances. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's strategy is to modernize partnerships and create a collective counterweight to China. The US is intensifying joint military exercises, co-producing advanced weapons, and deploying assets closer to potential flashpoints. Economically, it's promoting infrastructure and digital trade initiatives to offer alternatives to China's vision. This isn't just about containing China, it's about competing for influence and proving the US remains a vital partner. Southeast Asian nations, including Singapore, are carefully balancing ties with both superpowers. Singapore values its US security partnership, but is economically intertwined with China. The challenge is to navigate this competition without being forced to choose sides. The American alliance network puts pressure on Singapore's balancing act. Singapore's role as a neutral, pragmatic actor is more important and more difficult than ever. Asia's new order is defined by both cooperation and competition. Countries are adept at partnering with different powers on different issues, aligning with the US on security, deepening economic ties with China. The China-Singapore partnership exemplifies this pragmatic, issue-by-issue approach. Singapore hosts US naval assets and joins military exercises, while also championing economic initiatives with China. This isn't a contradiction, but a smart strategy for a small state in a complex world. The old model of rigid blocks is obsolete. Today's relationships are fluid and transactional. Influence comes from economic strength, technology, and diplomacy, not just military might. Countries pick and choose elements from both US and Chinese initiatives to serve their interests. This co-opetition gives smaller nations agency, but demands sophisticated statecraft. Singapore's success shows the future belongs to those who build bridges and prioritize pragmatic cooperation. By October 2025, the global power shift toward Asia is undeniable. The China-Singapore partnership is a headline act in this transformation. Record-breaking flights, booming trade, and diplomatic maneuvers are all part of a new Asian tapestry. The world's center of gravity has moved, and Asia is setting new benchmarks. Singapore's continued success as a hub for finance, logistics, and diplomacy highlights the rise of a multipolar Asia. The China-Singapore model proves that economic interdependence and strategic dialogue can foster prosperity and stability. Their collaboration is redrawing the maps of travel, trade, and politics. To understand the 21st century, look to the skies and the corridors of power connecting Beijing and Singapore.